The rain beats hard against the glass, rattling the window as if it wants to break in. My silk shirt clings to me as I pace the room, trying to silence the war inside my chest. And then the knock comes. Firm. Certain. The kind that makes your breath pause. I open the door and there he is, half drenched from the storm, carrying nothing but an empty delivery bag. His eyes sweep over me once, then settle unblinking as though he's seeing more than he should. I want to close the door to end this moment before it begins, but I don't. Instead I step back and he walks in. The silence is louder than the thunder outside. He places the bag down but he doesn't move away. He just stands there, rain dripping from his hair, chest rising with each steady breath. My heart stumbles. I've known him only through brief deliveries, packages at my door, a polite smile, a nod goodbye. But tonight something shifts. Tonight I feel him in the room like an unspoken promise. It didn't start this way. Weeks ago I was broken. Left by the man who swore he would marry me. Left for someone else. I had stopped eating, stopped living. Until one ordinary delivery knocked on my door, and I noticed the way this stranger's eyes lingered. Not on my body, but on my pain. He saw it. He saw me. And once you've been invisible for so long, being seen is dangerous. The second time he came, he spoke. You look like someone carrying too much. His voice was low, almost careful. And I laughed bitter because it was true. I wanted to push him away, but I found myself asking his name instead. Michael. Just Michael. That night I couldn't sleep. His face replayed in my mind, the gentleness in his tone, the way he noticed me without trying. And when the third delivery came, I left the door open longer than I should have. I let him in. Just for a moment, I told myself. Just while it rained. Talk. About nothing at first. The weather. The city. His long hours. But then about the heaviness I carried. I told him things I hadn't told anyone else. He listened. Really listened. And when my voice cracked, he reached out, his hand brushing mine. Just that small touch. But it sent a spark I hadn't felt in years. From then, it was never the same. The next time he found me outside, struggling with groceries. He carried them up, his hand brushing against mine again, deliberately this time. And when he set them down, he lingered. Too close. My breath hitched, and I couldn't meet his eyes. He tilted my chin gently, forcing me to. For a moment, the world spun slower, as if urging me to decide whether to step back or fall. We met again at the stairwell by chance. Or maybe not. He leaned against the wall, waiting. His gaze pinned me where I stood. You keep pretending you're fine, he said. But you're not. And without warning, he pulled me into an embrace. My resistance crumbled. I melted into him, inhaling the rain-soaked scent of his shirt, the warmth of his chest. Too long I had been cold. After that, it wasn't just deliveries. It was the bookstore 2 blocks away, where I pretended to browse until he appeared behind me. It was the park at dusk, where we walked side by side, silence saying more than words. It was the cafe near my apartment, where he slid into the seat across from me, his fingers brushing mine under the table. Each encounter deepened the pull. Each moment added to the storm inside me. But it was that night, the night of the thunderstorm, that everything burned too bright to ignore. He stepped in, dripping wet, and I didn't send him away. The electricity flickered, casting shadows across the walls, and in those shadows, we crossed lines we both knew we shouldn't. His hand found mine, my lips trembled near his, and the world outside vanished. It happened more than once. In different places. The park bench where no one looked twice. The stairwell that echoed with our whispers. The quiet corner of the cafe, hidden from view. Each time I told myself it was the last. Each time I believed I could stop. But each time I found myself drawn back to him, as though he was the only one who could breathe life into the ashes of what I used to be. And then came the moment that shook me. That night in my living room, thunder roaring, my silk shirt clinging as his eyes refused to leave me. His hand brushed mine again, deliberate, steady, like a question waiting for my answer. My heart thundered with the storm, and I was about to give in completely when my phone buzzed. Froze. My ex's name lit up the screen. A message. I made a mistake. Can we talk? I still love you. The delivery boy's eyes dropped to my phone, then back to me. His jaw tightened. My chest burned. Because suddenly, I wasn't just torn between loneliness and desire. I was torn between past and present. One man begging for forgiveness. Another man standing in front of me, offering something raw, dangerous and real. And I knew, whichever choice I made, I would betray someone. Maybe even myself. The storm outside roared louder. The storm inside me threatened to break. And as the lightning lit up the room, I realized. This was only the beginning. The storm didn't end that night. Not outside, not inside me. I didn't reply to my ex. I didn't push the delivery boy away either. Instead, we stood in the silence, both knowing the choice hanging over me. And then, I let him stay. The hours blurred. He moved closer. Let him. His hand touched mine, then my cheek. My breath caught as his forehead leaned into mine. And in that moment, the weight I had carried for months finally cracked. The world outside roared with thunder, but inside, it was just us. After that night, it wasn't just once. It was many times. In my apartment. In the stairwell. At the cafe, in the corner booth where no one paid attention. In the back street when he walked me home. Every time we crossed paths, the pull was stronger. And every time I told myself just one more time. But one more time always turned into another. He made me laugh again. He made me feel seen again. He made me feel alive. But he also made me reckless. Because secrets have a way of growing heavier the longer you carry them. My ex kept calling. He kept sending messages. I can't lose you. Please forgive me. I'll fix this. I ignored him at first. Then I answered one late evening, just to hear his voice. The guilt hit me instantly because even as I listened to his apologies, my thoughts drifted to Michael, the delivery boy who wasn't supposed to matter. It all came crashing down one Saturday afternoon. I was at the park, sitting under the big oak tree, my safe place. Michael had found me there before. And as expected, he showed up again, sliding down beside me with that quiet confidence that melted me. He leaned close, whispering something silly, making me laugh like I hadn't in ages. My head fell against his shoulder. And that's when I heard it. Sharp voice. One I knew too well. What is this? Turned. My ex stood there. He had followed me. His face was pale with shock, but his eyes burned with anger. I jumped to my feet, heart racing. Michael stood too, calm but firm. His body shifting slightly in front of mine, as if shielding me. This isn't what it looks like, I stammered, though even I knew how hollow it sounded. But my ex wasn't looking at me anymore. He was staring at Michael. His expression shifted, shock replacing the anger. You, he muttered. And that's when I learned the truth. Michael wasn't just some delivery boy. He knew my ex, not as a friend, but as a rival. Someone from his past. Someone who had once been close to the woman my ex left me for. The connection was messy, tangled, a knot of betrayal bigger than I imagined. My knees weakened. You knew, I whispered at Michael. You knew who he was all along. He met my gaze steady. I didn't plan this. But I wasn't going to walk away once I found you. Not when I saw how broken you were. My ex's fists clenched. So this was revenge. Using her to get back at me. Michael's jaw tightened. No, this isn't about you anymore. This is about her. His hand reached for mine. My ex stepped forward, furious. She's mine. We were engaged. We can fix this. Stop, I shouted, my voice breaking. Both men froze. My chest rose and fell with ragged breaths. Do you hear yourselves? Fighting over me like I'm some prize. You both broke me in different ways. And now you want me to choose between betrayal and secrets. Tears blurred my vision. I turned from them both and started walking. My heart pounded as their voices clashed behind me, accusations flying, pain unraveling, past sins spilling into the air. But I didn't look back. Not once. That night my phone buzzed nonstop. Messages. Both of them. One begging forgiveness. The other insisting he was different, that what we shared was real. I stared at the screen, torn between past and present, between a man I once thought was forever and a man who had become my escape. Days passed. The silence between all of us stretched thin, but the weight of what happened clung to me. I avoided the cafe. I avoided the park. I even avoided my own doorstep, fearing I'd see Michael waiting. But the universe has a way of cornering you. It happened at the grocery store. I was reaching for a carton of milk when I felt a presence behind me. Turned. Michael. His eyes tired but his voice steady. We need to talk. I shook my head, heart racing. No. It's over. It has to be. He stepped closer. You can lie to yourself but don't lie to me. You felt it. Every time. Freeware. Don't pretend it didn't mean anything. And before I could reply, my ex appeared from the next aisle, holding a basket. His eyes locked on us, fury rising again. The confrontation exploded right there among shelves of cereal and fruit. Words I can't forget. Words that cut deeper than knives. My ex accusing. Michael defending. Me trembling in the middle, wishing the ground would open up and swallow me whole. In that moment I realized. This wasn't just about love or heartbreak. This was about choices. Dangerous, irreversible choices. I walked out of that store and didn't stop walking. I didn't go home. I didn't answer their calls. I disappeared into the night, the weight of both men pulling at me, tearing me apart from the inside. And as I stood at the bridge overlooking the rushing river, wind tearing at my hair, I asked myself the question I had been avoiding all along. Was it love? Or was it just loneliness disguised as love? The truth. I still don't know. Maybe I'll never know. But I do know this. Secrets never stay buried. Betrayal always finds its way back. And the choices we make in our weakest moments, they are the ones that define us forever. So I leave the question with you. If you were me, if you were standing on that bridge with two men claiming pieces of your heart, one from the past and one from the present, both tainted by betrayal, who would you choose? Or would you walk away from them both like I did? Moral lesson. Thank you for staying with me through this storm of a story. If this touched you, don't forget to subscribe to Secret Woman Stories, like, share and comment your city. Because these stories aren't just mine. They're ours. And the lesson. Sometimes the heart doesn't need a savior. Sometimes it needs silence. Space to heal. Because until you're whole again, love will always feel like betrayal, no matter who it's with.